Hi guys. I was not going to make a video this week because I am exhausted. It is Tuesday night and I realized that it's like now the second week in a row that I am a little bit behind on, this YouTube channel thing. And I think that what I've realized is that I am making this into something that I don't want it to be. I do not want this to be a stressful thing for me. I do not want this to be something that I do because I feel obligated to do it or because, I have to do this thing, right? Because that's not what this is. I'm not here because anybody's making me do it. I'm not here because, anybody's lying in wait for me to post my videos. I mean, if you are, thank you and I appreciate you. But I don't think that there's many people that are out there putting as much pressure on myself as I am. And I think that's what I want to talk about. So, when we think about the world, right? And where exactly we feel the most pressure to succeed, to win, to, be better than, either the person next to you or a past version of yourself, right? And I've been thinking about this a lot, which is so ironic that, I'm actually here deciding to make this video because it really does all come down to, when I do these videos, I think about, I want there to be a theme around what I'm talking about. And what I've come to find out by just going off the cuff with these videos like this is that, the themes of my week kind of become what these videos are about. So this past weekend was 4th of July weekend. And, I put a lot of pressure on myself this past weekend. I'm trying to remedy a lot of things that have happened in my life and trying to improve who I am as a human being and trying to show up as authentically and as honest as I possibly can in all aspects of my life. And I think about how hard it is to do that when you put so much pressure on yourself, right? The more pressure that is involved in anything that you're tackling in life, whether it's, a job interview, a new job period, I've been writing, so, it's writing or making videos, or whatever the heck you do, it could be just playing, if you play sports, that pressure that you put on yourself to achieve and to succeed and to, you know, show up as the best version of yourself that you can bring to the table. The more pressure that you put on yourself to do that, the harder it is to do so. I know this has been a theme in my life for like ever, but I really, really recognized it this past weekend. I was spending some time with some people that I was kind of anxious. I was kind of nervous, and I was kind of, I felt a lot of, I can't say anything but the word pressure to to make myself feel wanted in this setting. And what I realized that I did by putting all this pressure on myself to be so wanted is I like effectively made myself undesirable, unwantable, I realized that, it took me, God, I'm the kind of person, I'm sitting here making this video at 10:30 at night when I don't care about anything about how I look. And I realized that I'm sitting there trying to get ready to go and like have my weekend. And it took me like 30 minutes to land on an outfit, which is like not who I am. And I realized that, you know, that that tone, that vibration that I was sending out that morning, super set the tone for what the energy that I brought was. I hope that makes sense. It's like I realized that, the way that I was approaching the situation really kind of set myself up for failure. So, when I think about these videos specifically, I don't want to set myself up for failure. I don't want to feel like I'm not going to succeed, or, that I have to do this perfect, amazing thing, or else, I'm a failure, right? Because that's just not true. I mean, like, yeah, I can make these videos and nobody watches them, and who cares, if I post. But, I think at the end of the day, what I realize is that the less pressure I put on myself, the more successful I am. When I don't care really about the end result of things just flow. Things just happen, and they happen organically, and they happen exactly as they should, in exactly the manner that you want them to. When you put outside forces, on your character, on how you show up, and how you're going to, you know, be there in whatever situation you're in, whether it's doing things like this, or, real life event, whatever the heck you're doing, if you put all this weight and this looming nervous energy around how you're going to be perceived, and how you're going to be, how you're going to basically make other people feel being around you. And it's so ironic that this is the video following up last week, because I don't think very many people watched that video, which is fine. But what I think is super funny and ironic about it is that video last week took me 4 tries, maybe 4 or 5 tries, maybe, which was like the most that I've ever done, period, for any of these videos. And nobody really watched it. So I spent all this time making a video that I was really proud of, that I really wanted to be seen, right? And nobody watched it. So it's just so ironic, right? Because this right here, what I'm doing right now, this is my first take. I don't know if I like it, if I hate it, if I'm embarrassed by it, or if I'm just kind of fucking proud of myself for saying, you know what, screw this. This is who I really am. This is the part of me that is genuine and true and honest. This part of me that is so aware of the things that I get caught up in that do not benefit me, that do not help me. And I think that that's really what I'm aiming to do with these videos, is to make other people feel like they are not alone in the things that they struggle with. Because I know I am not the only person out there that puts pressure on themselves, and that pressure just ends up backfiring and creating the exact scenario that you didn't want to happen, right? Whereas when we are just our authentic selves, we show up as we are, we be who we are supposed to be, things just work. Things just flow. Things just become exactly what you are manifesting, and exactly what you are intending to have the results be. They will come. They will come. And I can be saying all this right now, and then freaking nobody watches this video either. I don't know, but all I do know is that putting pressure on yourself, putting all this weight and all this, just these outside forces, outside sources on how you want to show up in the world, is going to stifle your ability to be that person. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you believe and tell yourself, I'm still gonna be exactly who I know I am. Even though I feel this pressure, even though I feel really nervous, even though I feel really anxious, I'm still gonna be able to show up as myself. That's normally not true, right? It all comes down to that vulnerability piece. Oh, sorry. Oops. Well, look at that. See, phone saying shut it down, and that's the story, is that it all comes down to vulnerability. we need to be vulnerable, and we need to be open, and we need to be so unapologetically ourselves. And that's the only way that we will ever go anywhere in this life. And I don't know. That's all I have. I've been told I say I don't know too much, but it's just what I say. It's who I am. It's what I do. So if you have any questions, comments, anything that you want to talk about, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, I love and I appreciate you for coming and watching, and have a good night. Bye.